we welcome everybody back for this for another game of Out of the Park. It is the 3rd of August in the year 1871, and we have a good one here for you. It is the 13-13 Fort Wayne Kekiongas, their 27th game of the season. Remember, everyone's only playing 32. And they are going to be traveling to Chicago, Illinois to take on the 11-7 Chicago White Stockings. So Chicago 11-7, their 19th game of the season. They are a half game back of the Rockford Forest Cities, but Rockford have played 27. Chicago have only played 18. So a win here will pull Chicago level with Rockford at the top of the National League. Fort Wayne sits, I think, 2 full games back now, and are trying to stay in the hunt, although they're very quickly being pushed out of it. That loss they are 0-4 this season versus Rockford, and that has not helped them at all, Fort Wayne. But they are playing Chicago, and let's go over your starting lineups. Starting with the visiting Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Before we do that, just a programming note for you guys on Twitch. We are going to play Out of the Park. Then we are going to rip all the packs, and we're going to set our perfect team for next week. And then we're going to transition over to Football Manager afterwards. So there will be FM. I anticipate it in about 3.5, maybe 4 hours time. But we're going to do perfect team in between this and the Football Manager. So, right, let's start with the lineup for the visiting Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Shortstop Dickie Flowers will lead things off. He is batting .348, 13 RBIs. He is 5 for 15 versus Fisher this season. Count Sensenderver, the center fielder, will bat second. He's got 17 RBIs this season, 4 for 12 versus Fisher. Jimmy Wood, the second baseman, is in the 3 spot, 1 home run, 23 RBIs with a .330 average. He's 4 for 12 versus Fisher this season. Steve King, the left fielder, is in the 4 spot. He is batting .295, 20 RBIs so far this season, 3 for 15 against Fisher. Harry Schaefer, the third baseman, is in the 5 spot, 11 RBIs, 259 batting average. He is 4 for 14 versus Fisher. Wes Fizzler is in the 6th spot, first baseman with 15 RBIs, batting .314. He's 5 for 13 versus Fisher. Fergie Malone, the catcher, is in the 7th spot. He has got 15 RBIs with a .282 average. He is 6 for 12 versus Fisher this season. Dave Birdsall, right fielder, is in the 8th spot. He is batting .327, 19 RBIs this season, 4 for 12 versus Fisher. And pitcher George Zetlin rounds it out in the 9th spot. He's got a .245 average with 12 RBIs, 1 for 11 versus Fisher so far this season. We'll come back to the pitching duels in a moment. Just another note on the programming. The parents are out getting mulch because we got to lay mulch down tomorrow. We don't have enough mulch, so they're out getting more mulch. So at some point, I'm going to be pulled aside. It'll be an extended, middle innings break, so I can actually go unload the mulch from the car. They're getting topsoil and mulch because we did the right side of the front yard, the right side of the front door. But we have like a whole stone area on the left side. We have to put mulch and all that stuff down tomorrow. And level the ground off. So they're running out to get there now. So I anticipate getting a call at some point to unload the mulch. But just an FYI. Right, the batting lineup for the hometown Chicago White Stockings. And the topsoil. The topsoil's fucking heavy. I know that. I'm not going to let my dad carry the topsoil. Dude's 76. The hometown Chicago White Stockings. Leading off is George Betchel, left fielder. He's got 11 RBIs, 188 average. He's 5 for 13 versus Zetlin, though, so far this season. Bill Kelly, the center fielder, is in the 2 spot. He's batting .306 with 8 RBIs, 5 for 16 versus Zetlin. Levy Mayerly, the third baseman, is in the 3 spot. 1 home run, 14 RBIs so far this season, .370 average. He is 4 for 12 versus Zetlin. Gad Steyers, the right fielder, is in the 4 spot. 2 home runs, 16 ribbies, 333 average so far this season. 2 for 9 versus Zetland. Mark King is in the 5 spot, catcher, batting .269 with 8 RBIs, 5 for 13 this season versus Zetland. Everett Mills is in the 6th spot. He's got a .259 average with 8 RBIs. 5 for 14 versus Zetland this season. Charlie Hodes, shortstop, is in the 7th spot. 2 home runs, 14 runs batted in with a .311 batting average. He's 4 for 14 versus Zetland this season. Sam Jackson, the second baseman, is in the 8th spot. .304 average, 8 RBIs. He's 3 for 13 versus Zetland this season. And then Cherokee Fisher will round things off for Chicago. He is in the 9th spot, .375 average with 11 RBIs. He's 3 for 11 versus Zetland this season. On the rubber for Fort Wayne will be George Zetland, 13-13 in 26 starts. He has a 3.62 ERA with a 1.4 WHIP. He is 2 for 1 versus the White Stockings this season, or 2-1 versus the White Stockings this season with a 3.93 ERA. His counterpart on the bump is Cherokee Fisher, 11 for 6 in 18 starts with 1 no decision, 1.71 ERA with a 1.19 WHIP. He is 1-1 versus Fort Wayne this season with a 3.65 ERA. Got you, Tab, watching the finals. Sounds good, Bobby. Thank you, my man. It's a 1:05 first pitch start. Clear skies, 73 degrees. For those of you that use Celsius, I want to say that's 22, 44, 76. Yeah, that's 22 degrees. Wind is blowing right to left at 11 miles an hour. From the Union Baseball Grounds in Chicago, Illinois. We are ready. Cherokee Fisher on the mound. The 13-13 Fort Wayne Kekiongas travel to the 11-7 Chicago White Stockings. It's afternoon baseball. We're ready to play ball. And here's the first pitch. That's into right at the right fielder. He had a line drive right to right fielder. That's caught. And Dickie Flowers is immediately retired. It's going to bring up Count Sensendorfer. Fort Wayne coming off a loss at Rockford 2 nights ago. Here's the first pitch to Sensendorfer, and he's going to take that on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. High, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's grounded foul down the first base side. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's lined into left, and that will land foul. The 2-2. Lined into left, foul again. We're still at 2-2. Here we go with the 2-2 again. Lined right at, it's over the second baseman's head, base hit. And Sensendorfer is aboard with a single. That brings up Maximum Harumba, I think, yeah. That brings up Jimmy Wood. Oh, wow. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the throw over to first, and Sensendorfer is back in time. First pitch to Wood, and that is going to be in there for a called strike. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate inside, 1-1. The 1-1. That's off the plate inside again, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That is lined into left, but foul. 2-2. Cherokee Fisher kicks and throws. That's grounded. That is fair. Down the right field line. And this is going to be extra bases. And Jimmy Wood has got himself a double. They will hold Sensendorfer at third. And it's 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. Here's Steve King, left fielder. First pitch to King. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. He's grounded over to second. They go home. Did they get the runner? Did they get the runner? Not in time. Oh, over to third. Wait, they did not get the runner. And it's an RBI fielder's choice. Sensendorfer beats the throw home. Wood goes to third. And it's 1-0 Fort Wayne. That does not count as a does that count as a hit for Steve King? It should not. No, it's an RBI fielder's choice. If I look at the game log, fielder's choice, it's because on the attempt at home. Yeah, 4-2, runners safe. That's what I thought. Right. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Ari Schaefer settles in. First pitch, and he's missed that one, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's popped up. Down the right field line. That's going to land foul. We'll do it again at 0-2 now. 0-2 pitch. Lined right at the second baseman. He's got it. 2 down. Here's the first pitch to Wes Fisler. He's going to take that right down Broad Street for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Fisler check swing. They're going to ask third base. And the home plate umpire is going to call it a strike anyway. 0-2. The 0-2. Off the plate away, 1-2. The 1-2, the throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. There's the 1-2. On the outside, or off the outside corner, 2-2. The Mad Adder. Welcome in, man.
I intend to live by my own code now.
Welcome in, man. It's good to see you. How was your stream? I totally forgot to start the shout-outs at the start of the game. Get in. I'll do that. I'll give you one right now. You'll find him floating around a lot of wonderful FM communities. He's a streamer himself. Give him a follow if you haven't already. I'm not following you. What the hell? What the hell? The hell? How is that possible? Let me, oh my God, my Twitch tabs. Let me correct that. Give me a second. There we go. How the hell am I not following you already? Bam. There we go. Rectified. Sorry, bro. I did not realize I was not following you. My apologies. There it is. Thank you for the follow, my guy. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Sorry. I thought I had done that sooner. But yeah, go give him a follow. Last playing Rocket League. Welcome in Betters. Welcome in Citizen Tay. You're watching 1871 baseball. It's the very first season of professional baseball in the United States and in the world. We are in the 3rd of August in 1871, so we're pretty far into our season. There's so many streamers these days. We had some in that in-house 3v3. Was a lot of fun. Oh, 3v3 in-house 3v3 Rocket League. That's fucking fun. Yeah. And before that, I was doing the new season of Path of Exile 2. Nice. Yeah. PoE's a fun game. I don't play it myself, but I've watched so many people play it. It's a fun game. It scratches that old school Diablo itch, you know? Like Diablo 4 don't do it for me, but like Diablo 1 and 2 do. And like PoE just, like, or at least for me, watching PoE just scratches that itch a little bit. You know what I mean? So, but if you guys are new here, my name's Benakage. It's not Kaj. It's not Cage. It's Kage. We play Football Manager. We're going to be doing that later tonight. We play Out of the Park Baseball, Action Timing In. We played Final Fantasy 1 last night. So we play a variety of games on this stream, but mainly the two main games I would say are Out of the Park and Football Manager. And we're going to be playing both on today's stream, starting with the Out of the Park, which is, again, 1871. Fort Wayne is 13-13. They're 2 games back of the National League lead. Rockford are currently leading the National League by a half game. If Chicago wins, they will join Rockford at the top of the National League again as joint leaders. Chicago are 11-7, so 18 games already played for Chicago. There are 32 in the season for all these teams. So Fort Wayne they're going to have 5 games left after this. Chicago will still have 13, but we're getting far on. Yeah, I agree. Exactly, I agree. PoE has more of that D2 vibe than D3 or D4 does. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. If you guys see me looking down, we actually have a scorebook, and we're scoring the game live. So if you ever wonder about me looking down. Benny, you need to get Garrett Crochet. That's a reference that is over my head, Hoogie. Unfortunately. And you have the old school. I do. Yeah, I have the. Thank you for the follow. I have the Coles 4104B. So I bought. This was a COVID purchase because I used to be a Counter-Strike commentator. And back in the day, I didn't have internet strong enough to commentate from home. I only had DSL was the only thing on offer here. So I used to go to a LAN center to do my commentary, or internet cafe, whatever you want to call it, to do my commentary. And obviously that place was loud because it had like fighting game people and Call of Duty people and Overwatch and Counter-Strike and all of them. You know what I mean? So it was a loud environment. So I bought this mic to help with that loud environment. And then about a year after I bought the mic, cable internet actually came out in the area and was like, hey, we're willing to lay the cable lines. Do you want cable internet? And I was like, yes, please. Please. So, but it sounds great. It still sounds great. Right. It's Wes Fisler settling in. Runners on the corners. If you guys don't understand baseball and you want to ask questions, by the way, feel free. Feel 100% free to. Wes Fisler is settling it. He's 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And that is off the plate inside. It is 3-2 the count. The 3-2 pitch to Fisler is grounded over towards shortstop onto first in time. And the side is retired. 1 run scored on 2 hits, and they left 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the first. Fort Wayne have jumped out to a 1-0 lead. We are going to take a 3-minute break for the ads so they don't interrupt the actual baseball. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom first here in Chicago, Illinois. And it's the visitors from Indiana who have jumped out to the lead here, 1-0. On a fielder's choice. I mean, it was a ground ball hit to second base that they attempted to throw the runner out going home, which was Count Sensendorfer, and they did not get him in time. And that's been the difference so far. But it's the first look on in the batter's box for Chicago. It's George Betschel that's going to lead things off for them, the left fielder. As Zetlin is on the mound. Very up and down season for George. And he's going to take the first pitch and stick it in the strike zone for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high, 1-1. The 1-1. Grounded over to second. The throw on to first is in time, and that's the first out of the inning. Thank you for the lurk, Matt Adder. Appreciate you. Thank you for the raid as well. Bill Kelly will settle in now, center fielder. First pitch to Kelly. And that is off the plate, 1-0. Yeah. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's inside, 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch is flied out into left. Is that going to stay fair? No. And it's a foul ball. Mourinho days when he used to park the bus at Chelsea. Here's the 2-1. Particularly in that second spell he had at Chelsea. That is off the plate, 3-1. It's a hitter's count to Bill Kelly. Let's see what he can do with it. 3-1 pitch, and he has popped it up. And the shortstop's got it, 2 down. Here's Levy Mayerly, the third baseman. First pitch to Mayerly. And that's high, ball 1. To Bodelas level Harambo. Wow. Here's the 1-0. The 1-0, that is high, 2-0. Here is the 2-0 pitch. Off the plate away. And that is 3-0. And I need a second. Okay. Good top. We want to match 1-0 this season with less than 20% possession. God, talk about getting FM'd. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's in there, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And he's popped it up right at the second baseman. He's got it, and the side is retired. They go down in order on the Chicago side. We move to the top of the second, and it's a 1-0 Fort Wayne game. And before the impending castor oil scandal rocks the game to its core. Yeah. What's up, Sean? Welcome in, my friend. Great stream earlier today, my man. Guys, go follow Sean. I'll give him a proper shout-out when we get closer to, I'll give him a proper shout-out a little bit later down the line. You know the way we work shout-outs on the baseball. But if you're not already following him and you want out-of-the-park drops and a good time in general with the base game, you're going to find no better general manager in all of baseball. Right, new ending means new sponsor. DM Stewart's the speedrunning retro game commentator who commentates the Final Fantasy randomizer for FF1 and the Worlds Collide randomizer for FF6. Last playing Final Fantasy 1, he was helping us last night through that game, which we are like 65-70% done that game now. I'm just really good at spending fake money. There you go. There you go. I'm not in TLS. I'm stuck in Sweden right now, and I could be there another season. We'll see. But yeah, go give him a follow if you haven't already. The great DM Stewart sponsors our second inning here tonight. Fisher's back on the mound. Sean, just to catch you up, top first, L9, single, double, RBI fielder's choice, but no out on the play, L4, 6-3. And then the bottom of the first, 4-3, P6, P4. That's where we're at right now. It's the 7, 8, 9 spots due up, bottom of the order for Fort Wayne. Fergie Malone is the first man up, and here is the first pitch to Malone. That is inside, ball one. And I hope, as someone who yourself reads box scores, I'm assuming you've read, you read baseball's box scores often for your line of work, you can appreciate that summary. I love good scorekeeping. Nice. The fielder's choice, by the way, was a 4-2, but I didn't write 4-2 because if I wrote 4-2, I would think it's an out, and there was actually no out on the play. So I just wrote RBIFC. Right. Here's the 1-0. And that one's going to be in there. No, it's high. It's high. That did not look high to me. But it's called a ball. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one this time is on the outside corner. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That one catches the outside corner. I'd mark that 4 asterisk. Really? Okay, I did that. Yeah, I mean, I still drew the line for him going to first, so that should be the telltale sign. But when I do the, I have to think about when I do the scorekeeping at the end, when I do the totals at the end of the game. Right, 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch.
Strike three.
Strike three. He struck him out. I think it's exclamation. I can't remember. Hold on. Is it K or is it strikeout? It's exclamation point strikeout. I can't type. Right, one away. The old backwards K. That's going to bring up Dave Birdsall, right fielder. For those that don't know baseball, a strikeout is literally just a K, right? But if you write a normal K, okay, it's swinging, and if you write it backwards, it's looking. When you score it, I mean. Here's Dave Birdsall, the right fielder. First pitch to Birdsall, that is high and away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is going to catch the corner, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Birdsall. That's grounded over to third. The throw on to first is in time. 2 down. 5-3 on the putout. To explain to non-baseball fans, very quickly, on scorekeeping, for those that might be here that do not know anything about baseball scorekeeping, each position on the field is assigned a number. The pitcher is always 1. The catcher is always 2. The first baseman is always 3. The second baseman is always 4. The third baseman is always 5. The shortstop is always 6. The left fielder is always 7. The center fielder is always 8. And the right fielder is always 9. So when you have a ground ball that goes to the third baseman and he throws it onto first for the out, it's just written as 5-3. Meaning ball went to the number 5, which is the third baseman, and he threw it over to first baseman, which is number 3, for the out. If it's caught in the air like it's a pop-up, let's say it pops up to the shortstop catches it, P for pop-up, 6 for the player that caught it. If he flies it out to center field, F for fly out, 8 for the center fielder catching it. And that's literally like 70% of scorekeeping in baseball. That's like literally 7. There's other things like DP for double play, like if they get 2 outs on the same play. FC for fielder's choice, which is like if there's a runner on first and it's a ground ball to the second baseman and he throws it over to the shortstop, but they can't get the runner at first, it's considered a fielder's choice because it's considered that the second baseman chose to go to second base to get the out instead of going to first. So it's counted as a fielder's choice. But literally that's like 90% of baseball scoring in a nutshell. Here's George Zetlin, the pitcher. And there's other real small ones, like if a fielder commits an error, you write E, and then the number of the fielder that committed the error. And then if a player's like hit by the pitch, it's HBP, hit by pitch. So the only other ones that really are is like stolen base or caught stealing. So guy on first tries to steal second base. If he's thrown out, CS, caught stealing. If he actually steals the base, SB, stolen base. So it's very, very simple like that. Let's not forget liners off the pitcher that wind up in outs and other players make the play. Yeah. But we don't want to confuse Europeans too much, right? So that's just like that's a very specific scenario. Like here's the first pitch to Zetlin. And that's flied out into center field. Center fielder's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. They go down in order here in the top of the second. We move to the bottom of the second. It is a 1-run Fort Wayne lead. We're going to take ourselves a 3-minute ad break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom second here in Chicago. Gat Stiers settles in. Heart of the order. Due up here with Gat Stiers leading off. Here's the first pitch to Stiers to lead things off. And that is going to be off the plate away and high, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that one is off the plate away, 2-0. Looking like a little bit of a tight strike zone today. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one is off the plate inside, 3-0. We'll see if Stiers is given the green light. Here's the pitch. And he's just going to take that right down broad, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. At the knees, 3-2. And Zetlin has fought the count back full. Here's the payoff pitch. Lined right at the shortstop. He's got it. And that's one away. Here's Mart King, the catcher. First pitch to King. And that one's taken for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He has flied that high and deep, but foul down the right field line. Wow. Here's the 1-2. That's lined into right, but foul. Here's the 1-2. That is popped up at the second baseman. He's got it, and that's 2 down. On the one time they weren't delaying it, mind you. Oh, God. Here's Everett Mills. First pitch to Mills. And this is lined into left, and it just drifts foul. Here's the 0-1. And that one is at the lettering, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Inside and high, ball 1. The 1-2. This is popped up, drifting foul. It will land there. We'll do it again. Here's the 1-2. Ripped into left. Left fielder's back there. He's got it. And the side is retired. 6 up, 6 down for Zetlin to start this game. We go to the top of the third. 1-0 Fort Wayne. It's the top of the order due up for the Kekiongas. Dickie Flowers is going to lead things off. But first, new ending means new sponsor. Pat Witz is an awesome Filipino streamer. He's won the Philippines best. Give him a follow. Last playing Valorant. Stop going to the dark side, Pat. Come back. But no, mainly Apex Legends, F1 Manager, football manager. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Patwitz will sponsor our third inning here tonight. Here's Dickie Flowers. He lined out to right his last at bat. First pitch to Flowers, and that's taken for a strike. It's on 1. PSG's getting FM'd in the final. Here's the 0-1. He's behind on that one, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's grounded in front of the home plate. The throw one to first is in time. And Flowers is sat down. That'll bring up Sensendorfer. He is, Count Sensendorfer is 1 for 1. He got a single his first at bat. First pitch to Sensendorfer. And he takes that for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. It's fouled off, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, ball 1. Spyro! I'm good, man. How was your stream? Did you raid out, man? Did you raid out? Is that what you... Did you do that? Do I have to go close the tab? You did. Nice. Nice. Let me go close your tab. You went offline and Hattori went offline. So let me close both of your tabs real quick. Right. Very good. League One champions. Let's go. Let's go. PSG is getting Arteta. Mourinho is watching and realizing that he is no longer the king of anti-football. The crown has been passed, right? Here's the 1-2. And it's off the plate inside, 2-2. Well, first off, congratulations on League One championship, Spyro. Up to the championship now. League One title secure, man. Good stuff. Second off, I hope you're well and I hope you're having a good weekend. Here's the 2-2. Grounded over to second. It's an error on the second baseman. Second baseman Sam Jackson fumbling the ball. $102. Good Lord. And yeah, I'm all good. Hope your weekend's going well. It's okay. I'm a little bit behind. I got so much to do. You know, like I was late by like an hour to my own stream just because I slept like garbage last night. And then I slept in to try and catch up on a little bit more sleep because I slept like garbage. And then that just put me behind everything. Like I wanted to go live at 10 and finish at around like 10 p.m. at night, like do a 12-hour, which we're still going to do. But I figured if I started at 10, I can finish around 10 p.m., relax, go to bed a little bit earlier, catch up on some sleep. And I didn't go live to like 11:15. So we're going to like it was a little after 11:15. So we're going to like 11 o'clock tonight, which is fine. I don't mind it. It's just like it would have been better had I actually been able to sleep and then get up at a decent time and get everything done in the morning. Here's the first pitch to Jimmy Wood, who doubled his first at bat. That's lined right at the second baseman. He's got it, 2 down. That brings up Steve King. He had an RBI fielder's choice his last at bat. First pitch. And that one is off the plate inside, 1-0. Yeah, I understand. I was running late today, too. My longest stream today, 6 hours. Nice. I'm also a little bit bummed because I found an artist on Skeb. We're going to talk about art for a smidge. I found an artist on Skeb. Super cheap. Like, they wanted 500 yen for a piece of art. Like, that was their price. Their price was 500 yen. Now, if you know anything about the conversion rate, that's like $6. That's like stupid cheap. And they're just getting started, right? Like, it's their first commission on Skeb. So I was like, all right, cool. I offered them 1,000 because 500 is too cheap. Like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Art is worth at least more than that. So I gave them 1,000 yen, which is like $13. And I gave them instructions, right? And they've ignored, they gave me the art piece back today, but they've ignored every single piece of instruction I gave them. And I'm like, God damn it. It's like, this is nowhere close to what I want. So, I was a little bit bummed at that, but I'm like, well, it's not like I spent a ton of money. So that's the risk with Skeb. You can't communicate with them at all. Like, you literally give them your instructions, and they either follow them or they don't. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Here's the 1-0. You're not allowed to complain either. You're literally 100% at their mercy. That's popped up into foul territory and left. It'll land foul. No, you can't get it sorted. You can't get it sorted. That's literally it. That's the thing with Skeb. Once you submit it, you are at the 100% mercy of the artist. And you get the piece back, and you either like it or you don't like it, and it's not the artist. The artist doesn't fix it. That's it. It's final. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm stuck with this. You know, that's the risk with Skeb. So here's the 1-1. That is absolutely rocketed into deep left field. That's off the wall. That's going to be a double for Steve King. Oh, no. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Going to third base will be Sensendorfer. And it's 2 on with 2 out now. 2 in scoring position with 2 out. The problem with it is there's such a huge cultural divide with Japanese artists and Western commissioners that like a lot of times there is conflict that arises because of that, you know, over like the details of an art piece. So Skeb is built to take that conflict out by by not allowing you to contact an artist. But the other caveat is you make up for it because the yen is so weak compared to the dollar. So like most artists I find ask anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 yen. So like if you find an artist for 3,000 yen, you're paying like $25. Do you know what I mean? Like it's super. Whereas if you were to find a Western artist and you were to go back and forth over the details, those artists are going to cost you $80 to $150. In Skeb, they're going to cost you like $20 to $40. So it's like the price is so much cheaper, but the risk is so much higher. So you have to balance what you want. You know what I mean? You have to decide what you want. So welcome in, Zig. Hope you're well. Yeah, exactly. So, and their art styles are amazing. It's just a shame, literally, I don't have a single piece that's correct from Skev. Not a single one. I have one that's very close, but I don't have I don't have anything that's remotely close. Here is Harry Schaefer. He lined out to the second baseman his last at bat. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. The umpire says he did not go, and it's ball one. How you doing, Zig? Love the emote, by the way. Here's the 1-0. That's off the plate away. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is right down broad. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That's off the plate away. 3-1. Programming note for you guys. We're doing out of the park this game. Then we're going to go over to Perfect Team. That'll take us about 30, 40 minutes. And then we're going to go over to the longest save in Football Manager afterwards. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball four, he's walked him. And the bases are loaded for Wes Fizzler, who grounded out his last at bat. First pitch to Fizzler. And he's that's right at the third baseman. He's got it, and the side is retired. They got out of the jam. No runs on one hit, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Fort Wayne. We are going to have the it is the 7, 8, 9 spots due up first. Charlie Hodes is going to be the first man up. We're going to take ourselves a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Sorry. Extended break there. Sorry, my bad. Charlie Hodes settles in. First pitch coming to Hodes. And that one is just off the plate, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1. Grounded over to third. It's an error on the third baseman. Third baseman Harry Schaefer is going to cost it lasted 2 innings, to be fair. It's not like he got super deep, but he's going to cost the perfect attempt from George Zetlin, who's still working on a no-hitter now. Sam Jackson settles in, second baseman. 1 on, nobody out. First pitch to Jackson. That's grounded over to third. Throw one to first is in time. 1 away. Hodes goes to second on the play. And that'll bring up Cherokee Fisher. Fisher is first pitch to Fisher. And that is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's going to get away from the catcher. It's a wild pitch. Hodes goes to third. And the tying run is just 90 feet away. Here's the 2-0. And he's popped this up into center field. Center fielder's there. He's got it. 2 down. Hodes is not able to tag on the play. It was not hit deep enough. And that'll bring up the top of the order in George Betchel. He grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Betchel. And he offered it that one and missed it. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that one's taken right at the lettering. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Betchel. That's high, ball 1. The 1-2. That's ripped into left field, base hit. And George Betchel has tied this game. It's an RBI double for Betchel as Hodes scores. It's the first base hit for Chicago in this game. It's 1-1. That'll bring up Bill Kelly. Popped up to the shortstop his last at bat. First pitch to Kelly, and he swung on a miss. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. At the knees, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And that's lined into center. That could be a base hit. It will drop. And it's a good throw from the center fielder. That stops Betchel from going home. Runners on the corners with 2 outs now. Here's Levy Mayerly. He popped up to second base his first at bat. First pitch to Mayerly, and he's taken that for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And he's plunked him. He's hit him. And Levy Mayerly is hit by the pitch. He will take first base for free. Going to second is Bill Kelly, and the bases are loaded for Gat Stiers. Stiers lined out to short his last at bat. First pitch to Stiers. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Grounded over to second. He is going to step on second himself, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 4th. 1-1 ball game. It's the bottom of the order, due up first. Fergie Malone is set to lead things off. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Raz DeBeer is an awesome Football Manager streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's got a solo save with Portsmouth going, where he's basically won everything with the Portsmouth women, and now he's the Portsmouth men's manager. He's also got a network save going with Lewitt Gaming. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's part of our One Save, Multiple Idiots save as well. Raz DeBeer sponsors our 4th inning here tonight. Thank you, Viva. I hope you're well, man. Right, top of the 4th. Yep. I take it you're watching the final. Here's Fergie Malone. First pitch to Malone. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Bit dead, but we move. How's you? Yeah. Same. I didn't sleep well. I'm really tired. Here's the 1-0. And that is popped up in foul territory. It'll land there. And it's 1-1. I woke up 3 times in the middle of the night, so. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled off, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Yeah, I went to bed at like 11. I fell asleep before 11:30. But then I woke up at 2. Didn't fall back asleep until just before 3. Woke up at 5. Fell back asleep pretty quickly again, but then woke up at like 8 and fell back asleep for like when I woke up at 8, I didn't fall back asleep until almost 9, I think it was, and then I fell asleep for like 45 minutes. So yeah, I hate when you do that sometimes. I don't mind if I wake up like 5 minutes before the alarm sometimes. I don't mind that. Or like 10 minutes, because my alarm on the weekdays is set for 7:35, around 7:35. So it's like, I don't mind if I wake up at like 7:30 or 7:20 even. I'm like, okay, you know. But yeah, if it's like you wake up at like, if the alarm for me is set for at 7:35 and I wake up at like 6:45, I'm like, you know. But I have 30 alarms. I use 6. So here's the 1-2. That's high, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. He's fouled that off. Still 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. In foul territory. First baseman's there. He's got it. That's 1 away. I'll bring up Dave Birdsall. He swings in the first pitch here. And no play. No play. It's a little dribbler that escapes the mound and the third baseman. Throw over to first. And Birdsall's back in time. It's an infield single. And Birdsall's aboard with one out. That brings up George Zetlin. He flied out to center his last at bat. First pitch to Zetlin. He's bunted that down. First baseman comes over. Second baseman covering. They make the play. So sack bunt, sack 3-4. That moves Birdsall to second. But there are 2 outs now in the inning. I'll bring up Dickie Flowers. Flowers is 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Flowers. Pen ref. Is there a pen in the game? And that's a call to strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded right back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they left that man on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 1-1 game. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up first. Mart King will be the first man up. We are going to take ourselves a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Oh, I said back with more in a minute and a half. We're back with more in 3 minutes. I beg your pardon. We're going to take a full 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes. Welcome back. Bottom fourth. It is Mark King settling in. First pitch to King. And he's taking that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. They asked third base. He did not go. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. At the knees. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's high. 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch. High and in. 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Just fouled it off to stay alive. Still 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded over to short. The throw on to first is in time, and King is retired. That'll bring up Everett Mills. He flat out to left his first at bat. First pitch to Mills. And that is off the plate away, 1-0. Who was the one that won in between the 8 and 9? Who broke the streak? Here's the 1-0. That's flied out or popped up. Shortstop's there. He's got it 2 down. Was it Leon or was it Leo? That's right, Leo. Right, that'll bring up Charlie Hodes. He reached via an error his last at bat. First pitch to Hodes. That's lined right at the shortstop. He's got it, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Chicago in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth. It's still a 1-1 ball game. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 spots due up. Count Sensendorfer is going to lead things off. Was the previous not PSG team to win legal. Wow. Right, new ending, new sponsor. Hey, Jim, thank you. Guys, go follow. You want to talk about, hey, we want to talk about amazing art. Like amazing art. Go follow Jem. She makes it on stream. They're streaming tonight at same with Fox. They stream together on Jem's channel. They're streaming tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. British, and midnight Central European. So if you want to see really good art, go check them out. They're incredible. I've commissioned Jem twice, and she did the character sheet for my character, which is just fucking incredible. But yeah, great, amazing artist, really, really good artist. But yeah, thank you both for swinging by. I know both of y'all are probably busy around the house today. I know Fox was talking to me earlier about all the yard work that needs done, and I am not looking forward to doing my share of that tomorrow. But I fucking detest yard work. But yeah. Thank you for swinging by. I appreciate you both. Right. I'll give you like a proper shout out in a second. I did want to, Twitch means 2 minutes, but it is a new ending, which means it's time for a new sponsor. Swanky Pants is an awesome football manager streamer. They play a little bit of everything. They play Rocket League, Football Manager, Fortnite, Fall Guys, Disney Speedway or Speed Run or Speed World, whatever. The Disney Mario Kart game, essentially. But yeah, Swanky Pants. is going to sponsor our fifth inning here tonight. Right. We got Cherokee Fisher still on the mound for Chicago. George Zetlin, Count Sensendorfer in the batter's box for Fort Wayne. If you guys are still around, this is 1871. This is baseball in 1871, the very first year of professional baseball in the world. The league actually ran from like 1854, but it was somewhere around there, but it was amateur. And it goes professional in 1871, and this game has every historical season built into it. So Fort Wayne and Chicago, these are the real teams. They existed back in 1871, and all of the players that you see on the field, Cherokee Fisher on the pitcher's mound, Count Sensendorfer in the batter's box, Levy Mayerly at third base, they were all real-life players. These are all the historical players that played in 1871. They're not on the same teams because we did a draft to form the teams, so we didn't stick them on their historical teams. We did a draft at the start of the season. But this is technically the real players that played back in 1871. So top fifth, Fort Wayne at Chicago. The season is 32 games long. Fort Wayne have played 26. They are 13-13. They are 2 games back of the National League lead. Chicago have played 18 games. They are 11-7. They are a half game back of the National League lead. So a win for Chicago draws them level with Rockford at the top of the National League. A win for Fort Wayne pulls them to within a game and a half. And only the team that finishes top of the American League and the team that finishes top of the National League will play for the World Series. Historically, the World Series actually doesn't start till 1903, but I enabled the World Series option for the start of this save, so we're going to have a World Series in 1871. Right, top fifth, it is Count Sensendorfer here, and if you see me looking down, by the way, I'm actually scoring I have a scorebook to score the game, so we are scoring the game live as we play it, or commentate it. It is Cherokee Fisher set to deliver the first pitch. Here's Count Sensendorfer. He swung on, that's fouled into the backstop. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's fouled off again, 0-2. And now Sensendorfer in a bit of a hole here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is below the knees, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, and that one is going to be in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 pitch to Sensendorfer, below the knees again, 3-2. And Sensendorfer has fought the count back full. Here's the payoff pitch. And that's lined right at the second baseman. He's got it, and Sensendorfer is retired. That'll bring up Jimmy Wood, the second baseman. He is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Wood. That's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Way inside, 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that one is off the plate away, 3-1 now. It's a hitter's count for Jimmy Wood. Here's the pitch. And he's popped it up right behind the pitcher's mound. Shortstop comes in for it. He's got it. And that's 2 down. That'll bring up Steve King. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch to King. That's fouled off. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is above the lettering. That's high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Steve King is swung on and missed, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is retired. They go down in order here at the top of the fifth. We move to the bottom of the fifth. It's a pitcher's duel out there. It's still a 1-1 game. It'll be the 8-9-1 spots. Due up first for Chicago. Sam Jackson is going to lead things off in the bottom of the fifth. We are going to take ourselves a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. We welcome you back. I need to get on the right tab. There we go. We welcome you back. It's bottom fifth here in Chicago at the Union Baseball Grounds. Chicago, Illinois. 1-1 ball game. Sam Jackson is in the batter's box. George Zetlin only surrendering two hits so far in this game. Thank you for the lurk, Skull. Appreciate you. Yeah, just the 2 hits from the third has Zetlin given up. Here's the first pitch to start the bottom of the 5th here. And that is flied out into right. Right fielder going back there. He's got it. And first pitch, first out for Chicago. That'll bring up Cherokee Fisher. He flied out to center his first at bat. First pitch to Cherokee Fisher. And that is lined right at the third baseman. He's got it, 2 down. We go back to the top of the order, and George Betschel now. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Here is yeah. Here's the first pitch to Betschel. He's offered at that one and missed. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Did that catch the inside corner? No. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that is on the outside corner. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is high. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Betschel. And he has popped this up right in front of second base, right at second base. Shortstop's got it, and the side is retired. Zetlin has retired 7 in a row now. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 game. Yeah, I get it, Zig. Fair enough. I actually have to go look at my Twitch tabs real quick to see if anyone's going offline. And judge it. No, actually. By the look of it, no. Good. Right. New inning, new sponsor. We'll give them the proper shout out now. Gemini Lunarius is an awesome artist and streamer. They do all sorts of art. They do commissions on stream. They'll do their adoptables. They'll literally design an adoptable and then sell the adoptable on stream. They're also making a full art and lore book that's going to come out, I think, either later this year or next year. Early next year, they said. So give them a follow if you haven't already. Gemini Lunarius will sponsor our 6th inning here tonight. It's and Fox is also on there. They're husband and wife. So Fox has got what I like too. It's really neat is Fox has got a little corner on the stream as well where he's playing like Minecraft or something, modded Minecraft. It's really cool. Every time I watch Fox play modded Minecraft, I get the itch to play modded Minecraft again. But my PC is at its limit right now in storage space, and I don't have the space to dump a modded Minecraft save into it. You know what I mean? But I have to get rid of Skyrim. Skyrim is the thing that's really clogging up the PC right now. Skyrim is literally half a terabyte. So, but yeah. Once I'm actually done playing Skyrim, I'll probably uninstall it and then go from there. Put modded Minecraft back on. So, right. Doesn't help that I have a 40 gigabyte video to upload tomorrow. I'm going to start it when I'm gone, or before I leave. to the YouTube, and then I'm gonna have today's VOD as well, which I'll probably upload on Monday, and then they'll be set to go for the end of the month. Right. It is Harry Schaefer's going to lead things off. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch to Schaefer. And that one is on the outside corner. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's right down broad. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Rounded over to second. The throw on to first is a bad throw. Is it a bad throw? The throw is off target, so it's an E4. It's an error on the second baseman. And Schaefer is aboard, but nobody out. Second baseman Sam Jackson committing his second error of the evening. That'll bring up Wes Fizzler. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Fizzler, and he's chopped that foul. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. He bunted at that and missed. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch inside. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. High 2-2. Here's the 2-2. That's popped up right at the shortstop. He takes one step back and grabs it. One away. It's going to bring up Fergie Malone. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Malone. High and away, 1-0. The throw over to second. Did they get him? Not in time. And he stole second base. Good steal. Very good steal this late in the game. Here's the 1-0 to Malone. He offered it that one and missed it. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is inside. Ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Right down broad. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that is high. 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. And Malone walks. That'll bring up Dave Birdsall. He is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Birdsall. And he's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's lined right at the shortstop. He's got it. 2 down. Here's George Zetlin. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to Zetlin. He pops this one up over in the left field territory and foul territory in left field. And that one lands in the seats, foul. Here's the 0-1. That is on the outside corner. 0-2 now to George Zetlin. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he's popped it up in foul territory. First baseman's there. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit. They left 2 men aboard. It's still a pitching duel here in Chicago. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It is a 1-1 ball game. We are going to take ourselves a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. So I brought the mulch back in. I hit the ad break button. And I went out of the room. And they had just come home with the mulch. I was like, let's go get it right now. And here they also went to Wawa and I got a soft pretzel. They got me a soft pretzel, which is nice. Very nice of them. Love a good soft pretzel. But yeah, that was perfect timing. Right, it's bottom sixth here in Chicago. It is still a 1-1 game. It's Bill Kelly settling in. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Kelly. And that is on the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that is flied out foul in the seats and left. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's lined foul down left. Still 0-2. High and in, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Grounded over to second. The throw one to first is a bad throw. It's an E4. An error on the second baseman. That's Jimmy Wood making the error. His first of the game, second for Chicago. And the leadoff runner is aboard for second for Fort Wayne. And the leadoff runner is aboard for the White Stockings in this inning. That'll bring up Levy Merrily. He's 0 for 1. First pitch is high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that one is at the knees, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lined into left, base hit. And Mayerly's got a single. The first two runners are on here for Chicago. That's going to bring up Gat Stiers. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Stiers. Fly that into right, foul. Here's the 0-1 to Stiers, and he's going to take that high and in, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Way off the plate away, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He's flied that out deep into right. Right fielder there, he's got it, 1 away. That's going to bring up Mart King. Here's the first pitch to Mart King. He's fouled that off. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He was behind on that one. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that is fouled down left. Still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 2 down. That's a homage to Sean's stream, that message. Here's Everett Mills. He's 0 for 2. 2-1, 2 out. First pitch to Mills. Off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And he's plunked him. Mills is hit by the pitch. And that loads the bases for Charlie Hodes. Zetlin in a little bit of a jam. Here's the first pitch to Hodes. And that one catches the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. The 1-1. That is inside, 2-1. The 2-1. That is inside. Hitters count now 3-1 to Hodes. Here's the pitch. And he takes it for a strike. 3-2. Here's the full count pitch. And Hodes has popped it up in foul territory. Third baseman's there. He's got it. And they get out of the jam. The side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. And for the second time today, Chicago has left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 7th. It is still 1-1. It'll be the top of the order due up first for Fort Wayne. But before we begin, new inning, new sponsor. Ian Bigfoot is an awesome streamer. Really cool guy. Really nice individual as well. Absolute gem of a human being. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Last playing Labyrinthine. Ian Bigfoot sponsors our 7th inning here today. I'm taking a big bite out of this pretzel before we begin. Because, God, I love a good pretzel. Right. Dickie Flowers will lead things off. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Flowers. He's got jammed on that one and fouled it off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lined into center, base hit. And Flowers is aboard. I thought it was going to be the opposite. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be an absolute snooze fest. Here's Count Sensendorfer. He's 1 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Sensendorfer, and he bunts that down. It's a bad throw from the catcher. Oh, no, this is disaster. King gets the credited with the error, so it's an E2 that allows Sensendorfer to go to second. And going to third is Dickie Flowers. And it's 2 men in scoring position and nobody out for Fort Wayne. That brings up Jimmy Wood. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Wood. And that is high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That is going to be right down broad. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Grounded back to, oh, they go home. Is he safe? They got him at home. They got him at home. Six-two fielder's choice. Dickie Flowers is thrown out at home. Sensendorfer's at third. Here's the first pitch to King, and that's fouled off. 0-1. King is King is 1 for 2 so far, 1 for 3 so far today. Here's the 0-1. Throw over to first. Runners back safely. Here's the first. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over to second. Do they go home again? They do. I think they got him at home as well. He's safe at home. He's safe at home. What's up, GT Sundown? Welcome in, man. So it's a fielder's choice for asterisk yet again, and an RBI. And I can't seem to write all of that in the damn square. How you doing, Sundown? Scoring is Sensendorfer. Going to second will be Wood. And it is a 2-1 Fort Wayne lead. It's been the classic irresistible force versus a movable object matchup. And it's two of the best examples of styles. Nice. No complaints enjoying the college baseball regionals this weekend. Nice. Very nice. Right, Harry Schaefer, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. First and second, 1 out. First pitch to Schaefer, and he's taking that right down broad, 0-1. I would watch the Phils, but they don't come on till 10:10 tonight, I think. So it's like, ugh. And the only other teams we get out in my area on TV are the Orioles and the Pirates is what we get. I don't really have an interest in watching the Pirates. No offense to it. And the Orioles are okay. I don't mind watching them. They just never win. Here's the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. He swung on and missed. That's 1-2. But I don't buy the ML. First off, they've made watching Major League Baseball this year insanely hard, because there's games on Prime, Apple TV, ESPN, I think, Fox, Peacock, and like regional television. I'm just like, what the actual hell? And they black out all the regional TV stations here, which I'm in Central PA, so they black out the Phillies, the Orioles, the Nationals, and the Pirates. And any National League broadcast is going to be blacked out from online streaming services as well. So it's like, what's the point of paying the money to buy the service? You know? So here's the 1-2. That's grounded over to third. It's an error on the third baseman. It's an E5, and that's Levy Mayerly getting credited with the error. So Schaefer's aboard. Going to second is King. Going to third is Wood. And the bases are loaded with just one out. Here's Wes Fizzler. He's 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Fizzler, and he's fouled that off. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, away. Oh, no, that's a called strike. 0-2. He's not happy. I thought it was a ball as well. And here's the 0-2 pitch to Fizzler. He has fouled that off to stay alive. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 again. And that's inside. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. High. 2-2 now. The 2-2. High and away. 3-2. And Fizzler's fought this bout to a full count. Here's the pitch. That's off the plate, and he's walked in a run. An RBI walk. Wood scores. King goes to third. Schaefer second. And it's 3-1 Fort Wayne. Here's Fergie Malone. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. That's grounded over to short, and it's a fumble by the shortstop. It's an E6. Hodes gets credited with the error. It's the 5th for New York. Fizzler goes to second. Schaefer goes to third. King will score, and the error makes it 4-1 Fort Wayne. That brings up Dave Birdsall. He's 1 for 3. Here's the first pitch to Birdsall. And he's grounded out right in front of home plate. Catcher will just step on home plate. It's a fielder's choice U2. Going to first is Birdsall. Going to second is Malone. Going to third is Fizzler. And Schaefer is thrown out at home. That brings up George Zetlin. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Zetlin. And he's flied this out the left, but foul. Here's the 0-1. And Zetlin's popped it up in foul territory. First baseman's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 1 hit, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 4-1 Fort Wayne. As always, we are going to take a break and play the time-honored tradition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Enjoy. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Right, we are back. Harrison Scheckler with that rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And we are back with with the bottom of the 7th. It's Sam. 8-9-1 spots due up for Chicago. Sam Jackson set to lead things off. He is 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Jackson. And that's lined right at the second baseman. Great leap from him, and he's got it. He had to get up there, and he did. We lost the sound. So box score, return the game. Arteta finally, that should have been a penalty for Varsno. Arteta finally gets the yellow for leaving the technical area. It's stoppage time now, isn't it? Here's Cherokee Fisher. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Fisher. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go. And it's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Shot into right field, high, and that's going to be off. It's going to bounce in the warning track and go off the wall. And that is a double for Cherokee Fisher here in the bottom of the 7th. Runner on second with 1 out. Here's George Betchel. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch to Betchel. And he takes that on the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he's lined that into left, base hit. And Betchel has got a single. They will hold Fisher at third. And it's runners on the corners with just 1 out. That's going to bring up Bill Kelly. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Kelly. That's high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Grounded foul. Still 2-1. It's 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1. That is off the plate, 3-1. Hitters count. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. He's walked him. And the bases are loaded with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up Levy Mayerly. Mayerly currently 1 for 2 so far today. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I've done a custom database. Explain more about it, but I need to go to the BRB screen super quick, like super quick. I'm going to be like 30 seconds. I got to answer something. Give me a minute here. Apologies. We're back. I'm on the wrong tab now, but we're back. Right, I've been waiting for that message all day. And I saw the ping come across, and I'm like, all right, if I don't do this now, I'll fucking forget to do it. But I've been waiting for a ping all day, and I got it. So, right. Bottom 7, bases loaded. It's Levy Mayerly settling in. He is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Mayerly. Thank you for the lurk, 10th Shadow. This is grounded over the third. They go home with it. They got him. So fielder's choice, 5-2. As Mayerly is aboard, Kelly goes to second. Betchel goes to third, and they will throw Fisher out at home. Right. Cool. Sorry. Gad Stiers settles in. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Stiers. That's flat out to right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it just lands foul of the line. Could have been a big hit to bring in some runs, but it just drifts foul. And here's the 0-1. And that's line foul down the first base side. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. He popped it up. Shallow center. Shortstop's back there. He's got it, and they get out of the jam. No runs on 2 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 8th. Fort Wayne leading 4-1. It is the top of the order due up first. Dickie Flowers is set to lead things off. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Dave Hole FC is an awesome football manager streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Congrats to his whole city who are coming up to the Premier League next season. He also will occasionally play a bit of Warzone. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Dave Hole FC sponsors our 8th inning here tonight. Dickie Flowers settles in. He's 1 for 4 so far today. First pitch to start the 8th is right down broad, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's grounded over to third. Throw one to first. Is he in time? One down. The sun just does not want to come out from underneath the clouds, it looks like today. This will bring up Count Sensendorfer. He is 1 for 4 today. First pitch to Sensendorfer. He's taking that right down broad, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lined into left center. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Sensendorfer's got his second knock of the afternoon. That'll bring up Jimmy Wood, 1 on with 1 out. Wood 1 for 4 so far today. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. First pitch. That catches the inside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off into the backstop. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Jimmy Wood is high, ball 1. Here's the 1-2 now. Grounded over to second. It's an error on the second baseman. That is Sam Jackson's 3rd error of the afternoon. It is New York's 3rd. It is New York's 6th. Well, they have They have 3 errors on or not New York. It's Chicago's. They have 3 errors. No way. No way. Because that had to have been an error, right? Like, how do they only have 3 errors? That was ruled as. How was that ruled a single? So who are the errors on? Because I have Chicago with 6. So the errors, Kings got 2. No, Kings got 1. Mayerly, so that was ruled a single. So where's the E5? So the one on Schaefer, that was ruled a single by the scorer. And then, so that's Mayerly's coming off. And that was just ruled a single, so that's not an E4. That's now a single. Going to second is Count Sensendorfer. So Jackson goes back down to 2. And the only other one was Mark King. So there's a Hodes. There's an E6 in here. That was in the last inning. And that's ruled a single. And the error comes off Hodes. That's a surprise because I had 6 errors. I got the 2 for Fort Wayne. They're fine. But, yeah, I would have thought 6 errors tonight. Anyway, we've corrected our score sheet. And that brings up Steve King. King is 1 for 4 so far today. First pitch to King. And he's taking that high for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That is shot deep into center. That is off the top of the wall. And certainly this is going to be runs. The throw coming in, it could be a three-bagger. Sliding in safe at third is Steve King. And it's a 2 RBI triple for King. Scoring from second is Sensendorfer. Scoring from first is Jimmy Wood. And this game is 6-1. I take it it's an extra time now, Stuart, right? It is, right? Here's Schaefer. He is now considered 1 for 3. First pitch to Schaefer. Still 1-1, yeah. And that's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's grounded. That's fair. That's a fair ball. And that's going to be a single for Schaefer, an RBI single. As scoring on the play is King. 7-1 Fort Wayne. Here's Fizzler 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch to Fizzler. And he's grounded that back over to second. They go to second for 1, and they will just get the lead runner. So it's a fielder's choice 4-6. Going to first is Fizzler. They throw Schaefer out at second, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Here's Fergie Malone, 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. First pitch is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate, away, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is popped up behind home plate. Catcher's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. 3 runs on 4 hits. And they left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 7-1 Fort Wayne. It will be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for Chicago. Mart King will get things led off. We are going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Going to Pens. Right. It is Mark King set to lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Right. The only two people, by the way, if Arsenal win on Pens, the only two people or three people that are allowed to come in here and gloat about it are going to be Hitokiri, Ducky, and Fipo. If anybody else randomly comes in and gloats, it's instant, man. Right. Here's Mark King. And that is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mark King. High and in, 1-1. I just want to, real quick. There we go. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hey, I've been back in Arsenal for yeah, but you're not a Arsenal supporter. They are. You know what I mean? The 1-1. That's fouled up or that's popped up in foul territory. Third baseman's there. He's got it. And that's one away. Valid point. When Arsenal won the Prem, I saw a lot of people going around spamming chats. You know what I mean? Like first-time chatters coming and going, oh, my, you know what I mean? Just being dickheads. So it's like, listen, if you're an Arsenal fan, by all means, you know. And like Hitokiri, I'm pretty sure Hitokiri's Arsenal. He might be Liverpool, but it's been so long since I talked to him about his Prem side. But like him, obviously Ducky's an Arsenal fan, and then Fipo's an Arsenal fan, and I've known Fipo for 7 years practically. So I would be happy for him to be over the moon if they won. Here's Everett Mills settling in. Mills is 0 for 2 so far today. That's fouled into the backstop. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's lined right at the second baseman, and that is out number 2. This match has been as good as I could have hoped for. Nice. Here's Charlie Hodes now. Hodes is 0 for 3. First pitch to Hodes. And that's taken for a called strike, 0-1. David Rea deserves a man of the match. Nice. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. The 1-1. And that is flied into right center. And that is a base hit. That is one hopping off the wall. This could be a 3-bagger. He's going for third. The throw comes in. Not in time. And Hodes has got a triple. He's been absolute wall and goal. Nice. Here's Sam Jackson, who's 0 for 3. First pitch to Jackson. And he's taking that, I believe, at the lettering, yeah, for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. They asked third base. He did not go, says the third base umpire. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's grounded over towards second. The throw 1 to first is in time. And that's the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They left that man on base. We go to the top of the 9th. 7-1 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 8-9-1 spots due up. Dave Birdsall is set to lead things off. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Lewitt Gaming is an awesome football manager streamer. He's currently streaming his turn in the One Save Multiple Idiots, which is at Manchester United Women. He also has got some cool offline saves going. He's the other half of the network save with Raz the Beer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Lewitt Gaming will sponsor our ninth inning here tonight. Birdsall is in the batter's box, 1 for 4. First pitch to Birdsall. And he swung on a pitch well out of the zone. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that is off the plate away. 2-1. The 2-1. That is in there for a called strike. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Jammed him. Over to third. Throw one to first is in time. 1 down. That's going to bring up George Zetlin. Zetlin is 0 for 3. First pitch to Zetlin. And that's grounded over to... That is a bad throw. That is an E6. Charlie Hodes getting the error. And 1-1 after the first round. Okay. And Zetlin's aboard. That'll bring up the top of the order in Dickie Flowers, who was 1 for 5 today. First pitch to Flowers. And that is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is on the inside corner, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's into left field, base hit, off the wall. Should be a double. And it will be a double. So Flowers gets a double. Zetlin is held at third, and there's 2 in scoring position with 1 out here. That'll bring up Count Sensendorfer. He's 2 for 5 today. First pitch to Sensendorfer, and he's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. High, 1-1. The 1-1. Right down. That's high. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. And he's ripped that into right, base hit. And it's some runs. Oh, it's a really bad throw. So Stiers gets an error in the outfield on the throw. It is a single for Sensendorfer, but then an E9 as well. And Sensendorfer goes to first on the single. Scoring on the base hit is Zetlin. Scoring on the erroneous throw is Dickie Flowers. And the question is, does that give him 2 RBIs or just 1? I think just 1 for Sensendorfer. That gives him both RBIs. And it's 9-1 Fort Wayne. As they shanks it. Oh, boy. And that's the end of George Zetlin on the mound. No, I'm sorry. That's the end of Cherokee Fisher on the mound. Bill Barrett will be the new pitcher. Runner on second, one down. First pitch, and that's grounded over to short. The throw one to first is in time, 2 down. Sensenderfer goes to third, but there's 2 outs now. As Jimmy Wood grounds out. Brings up Steve King, 2 for 5, so far today. Reyes saves one for Nuno Mendez. Wow. Here's the first pitch, the first pitch to Steve King. And he takes that right at the knees, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That one's right down broad. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to King, and he's grounded that back to short. The throw one to first is in time, and the side is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they left 1 aboard. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It is a 9-1 game. It'll be the 9-1-2 spots due up first. Bill Barrett is expected to be the first man up. We are going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. PSG win another, huh? Oh, Arsenal fans, brutality. It is Bill Barrett settling in for just his 9th at-bat of the year. He is leading things off for Chicago here. First pitch to Barrett, high and in, 1-0. The 1-0. That's high and away, 2-0. The 2-0. And that is popped up. Second baseman's there. He's got it, 1 away. That's going to bring, we're going to have another substitution now. It'll be Ed Mincher settling in. He is going to pinch hit for George Betchel. Betchel will finish 2 for 4 today. Here is Mincher. First pitch to him. And he's grounded that back to short. The throw to first is a bad throw. Oh no, Fizzler dropped the ball. It's an E3. It's on Wes Fizzler, the first baseman. The first baseman drops the ball. And Mincher is aboard. Mossman, how you doing, man? Hope you're well. I'm doing all right, man. How are you? Good to see you. We have yet another substitution now. Tired but enjoyed the UCL final. That's what Stewart's been saying in here. He said it was a good game. One on, one out here. Here's Nate Birkenstock. I really enjoyed the result. I figured you would. So Bill Kelly is done. He finishes 1 for 3. First pitch to Birkenstock. That's high, 1-0. The 1-0. High again, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that is popped up right at the shortstop. He's got it, 2 down. And so Chicago are down to their final out. They will make another pinch hit. So Fred Waterman will settle in. Waterman is batting .500 so far this season. First pitch to Waterman. Check swing. The ball's going to go past the catcher. So it's a wild pitch. They asked the third base umpire if he went. He did not go. So 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He offered it that one and missed it, 1-1. The 1-1. Off the plate, 2-1. What you up to the rest of the weekend, Moss? Here's the 2-1. That is lined into right. Is that going to stay up there? It's over the right fielder's head, and Waterman has got yet another hit. He's got an RBI double, does Waterman. Scoring on the play is Barrett, and it's 9-2. It's going to bring up Gat Stiers. He's 0 for 4. First pitch to Stiers. Catches the inside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is grounded foul, and Chicago are down to their final strike. Here's the 0-2. Off the plate, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is lined into right. Does that stay fair? No. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. High and away, 3-2. The full count pitch is grounded foul, and it remains 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Foul, still 3-2. The 3-2 pitch is lined into right, base hit. And the inning will continue. They hold Waterman at third. And now it's first and third with 2 outs. Martin King will settle in. He's 0 for 4 so far today. Now I get to spend the next hour and a quarter listening to 90s Brazilian metal. Oh boy, nice. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Here's the first pitch to King. And he has popped this up in left. Left fielder coming in for it. He won't get to it. It lands in the seats. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. And once again, Chicago are down to their last strike. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate low. 0-2, or 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. A 2-2 pitch. Where'd that miss? Where did that miss? 3-2. Here's the full count pitch. He's walked him. And the bases are loaded. This will bring up Everett Mills. He's 0 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Mills. Check swing, but it's in there anyway for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Right down broad, and for the third straight at bat, Chicago are down to their final strike. Here is the 0-2 pitch. That's high and inside. That's going to get by the catcher. Coming home is going to be Waterman. He scores. Going to third is Stiers. Going to second is King, and it's 9-3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's off the plate away. 2-2. The 2-2 now. And he's popped it up in foul territory. The third baseman there. He's got it. And the ball game is over. Fort Wayne needed to win to keep their dreams of playing for the World Series alive. They have done just that. It will also give Rockford sole possession of first place. And Chicago falls a full game back. The final score in this one, the Fort Wayne Kekiongas 9, the Chicago White Stockings 3. PSG saved football. Now I get to spend the next hour and a quarter listening. Going to play some F1 Manager on stream. We'll keep you tabbed. Brother, have a good stream. Thank you. I will get you tabbed up as soon as we're done with this recording. Thank you so much, Mossman. Now time for your post-game show, sponsored by Bobby FCG Mast. He's an awesome Dutch streamer who did Gamble with Your Friends. He does a little bit of FIFA. He does the Saints Row games, and he does the Division 2. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Bobby FCG Mast sponsors our post-game show. Let's get the pens out for this one. And we'll start with the stats for the visiting Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right. Dickie Flowers finished he had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits, 1 double, 1 run. Count Sensendorfer had 6 at bats. He had 3 hits. He had 2 RBIs. He scored 3 runs. Jimmy Wood has had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits. One of them was a double. He scored 2 runs. He made a fielding error. Steve King had 6 at bats. He had 1 hit. He had 4 RBIs though. Scored 2 runs as well. Harry Schaefer had 4 at bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI, 1 base on balls, 1 stolen base. Wes Fizzler had 4 at bats. He did not have a hit. He had 1 RBI. He had a base on balls, and he made a fielding error. Fergie Malone had 4 at bats. He had 1 hit. He had a base on balls. He struck out once. Dave Birdsall had 5 at bats. He had 1 hit. And George Zetlin had 4 at bats. He did not have a hit. He scored 1 run. He had 1 sacrifice. Final batting statistics for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. 6 and 6 is 12, and 6 is 18, and 6 is 24, and 4 is 28, and 4 is 32, and 4 is 36, and 5 is 41, and 4 is 45. They have 44. So who had... I had 6 at bats for Sensendorfer, 3 hits. Yeah. I have 6 at bats for Sensendorfer, not 5. I have a single in the first, an E4 in the third, an L4 in the fifth, an E2 in the seventh with a run, a single in the eighth with a run, and a 2 RBI single in the ninth. So I'm sticking with my guns. Because it wasn't a base on balls. I'm sticking with my guns. It wasn't a sack either. So 45 at bats for Fort Wayne. 1, 4, 6, 8, 9 runs. 1, 4. Did I overcount somebody? 1, 4, 6, 8. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, 9. There we go. Hits 2, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 12 hits? 13 hits. So who got the hit? 2, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. So who got the hit? Who am I missing that got a hit? I have Malone on 1. That's correct. I've got King on 2. That's correct. I've got Wood on 2. That's correct. I've got Count Sensdorfer on 3, and I've got Flowers on 2. So where the hell did the extra hit come from? Birdsall. Oh, yeah. No, I have that hit. I have Birdsall with a hit. Malone with a hit. They have Fizzler with a hit. Where did he get a hit? He had an RBI walk. He did not have a hit. He had a fielder's choice 4-6. That's probably the issue, is the fielder's choice. But I'm sick. It was a ground out. It's got to be a fielder's choice. So I'm going with 1 less. I'm going with 12 hits. Of those, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 2 base on balls, 1 strikeout, 1 sacrifice, 2, 6, 7, 8 RBIs, and 3 fielding errors. For the hometown Chicago White Stockings, Betchel had 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 double, 1 RBI. Bill Kelly had 3 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 base on balls. Levy Mayerly had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He was hit by the pitch. Gad Stiers had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He also made a fielding error. Mart King had 4 at-bats. He did not get a hit. He had a base on balls. He had a strikeout, and he made a fielding error. Everett Mills had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. He was hit by the pitch. Once. He was hit by the pitch once. Charlie Hodes had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. It was a triple. He scored 1 run, and he made a fielding error. Sam Jackson had 4 at-bats, no hits, 2 fielding errors. Cherokee Fisher had 3 at-bats, 1 hit. It was a double. Bill Barrett had 1 at-bat, no hit. Ed Muncher had 1 at-bat, no hit. He scored 1 run. Nate Birkenstock had 1 at-bat, no hit. Fred Waterman had 1 at-bat. It was a hit. He scored. It was a double, and he scored a run. Final batting statistics for the hometown Chicago White Stockings. 4 and 3 is 7 and 3 is 10 and 5 is 15 and 4 is 19 and 4 is 23 and 4 is 27 and 4 is 31 and 3 is 34 and 1 is 35 and 1 is 36 and 1 is 37 and 1 is 38. Runs 3. Hits 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doubles 2. Triples 1. Base on balls 2. Strikeouts 1. No stolen bases. 2 hit by the pitches. No sacrifices. Just the 2 RBIs. 2 RBIs. And 1, 2, 3, 5 fielding errors is what I've got. Right. Over to your pitching matchup. Right. Pitching matchup. George Zetlin will get credit for the win. He is 14 and 13 now. 9 innings pitched. Pitch count 146. 2 base on balls, I believe. Yep. 1 strikeout. Hits 8. Runs 3. Earned not a single one. Great performance from Zetlin on the mound there. Cherokee Fisher will get credited with the loss, 11 and 4. He pitched 8 1/3 innings. Pitch count I have is 149. Base on balls 3, strikeouts 1, hits 13, runs 9, 7 of them earned, and then Bill Barrett did 2/3 of an inning. His pitch count is literally just 4. No base on balls, no strikeouts, no hits, no runs, no earned runs. Cherokee Fisher will drop to 11 and 7. Official match time 2 hours 43 minutes. Official match attendance 1,033. So that puts the 3rd of August in the books. Let's go over to your next match. So the midweek match next week, I don't know if I'm going to do it Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, but we are going to have one match in the midweek next week, and that match will be the Philadelphia Athletics, who are 11 and 10, at the 16 and 11 Rockford Forest Cities. That is next week's matchup. Should be a good one. Rockford, one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. We're going to go to the standings very quickly. What this do to the standings? So the American League is still completely unchanged. Boston's still top at 12 and 5. Cleveland sitting a game and a half back at 11 and 7. Philadelphia 3 back at 11 and 10. Washington 9 and 14. They are 6 back. Evening route for the Forest Cities. They now have Rockford have sole possession of the National League lead by a game. They are 16 and 11. They only have 5 games left in their season. Chicago White Stockings are chasing them down. They are 1 game back, but they have 13 games left in their season. Rockford are 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 7 straight. Chicago with their first loss, they're 5-5 in their last 10. Fort Wayne are 5-5 in their last 10. They sit in third. They're 14-13. They have 5 games of their season left. New York is sitting at 11-10. 2.5 games back. They have 10 games left in their season, and there it is, the first mathematically eliminated team. The Troy Haymakers have the E next to their name. They are done. They cannot reach the World Series. They are mathematically out of it with the win by Fort Wayne. So 4-20. They have 8 games left. They can go up to 12. They can go up to 12 wins, but they cannot reach. They cannot reach Fort Wayne now with that win. They are done. They are done. They are dusted. It is over for them. Troy is eliminated. They are 10.5 back at just 4-20, having lost 11 straight. That is your. Those are your standings. This is the end of the recording. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for the next one. The 11-10 Philadelphia Athletics at the 16-11 Rockford Forest Cities. Until then, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.